There has been an attempt, as perhaps you know now, on the life of President Kennedy.
Here is a special bulletin from Dallas, Texas.
The imagery that you see in this exhibit is stunning and amazing 50 years later.
It is arguably the most notorious murder in American history.
Two priests who were with the president have reported that the president is dead.
The assassination of President John F. Kennedy
Some 38 minutes ago.
in Dallas, Texas.
This moment was when the nation forever became a television nation.
Here is a bulletin from CBS News.
The Neseum's JFK, 3 shots were fired, explores the killing of Kennedy and the chaotic hours and days that followed through precious artifacts and rare news footage of this unspeakable moment. Senior Manager of Exhibit Development,
Absolutely.
Patty Rule.
Many reporters that we talked to said, I will never, ever forget that day. There's not a moment in my career that will ever surpass the reporting, the work that was done that day.
That's an unconfirmed report that the president was hit in the head.
For the first time since that dreadful day in November of 1963, you can inspect evidence never before seen, locked away in the National Archives for 50 years.
Did you kill the president?
No, I've not been charged with that. In fact, nobody has said that to me yet.
Visitors can stand inches away from Lee Harvey Oswald's jacket and the shirt he was wearing when police arrested the accused assassin inside the Texas Theater. A military drum played during President Kennedy's funeral procession. The pistol belonging to Secret Service agent Clint Hill. And journalists' tools of the trade, including correspondent Sid Davis's reporter's notebook.
This is Sid Davis reporting from the Dallas airport.
We were about 80 feet behind the presidential limousine.
Davis was riding in the presidential motorcade when the assassin pulled the trigger.
The reason why we heard it so clearly is that the press bus was underneath that window.
An hour and a half later, Davis would also witness the swearing-in ceremony
That's me right there.
of President Lyndon Johnson aboard Air Force One.
We are told that the vice president will be sworn in as president within a few minutes.
The 86-year-old would time the momentous occasion with this watch.
36 words, 28 seconds.
Also on view, this Bell & Howell 8mm camera Abraham Zapruder was operating when the shots rang out.
This is the camera that took the 26 seconds of film that captured the entire assassination, probably the most famous 26 seconds of film in history.
The president of the United States is dead.
The darkened exhibit space evokes still vivid memories and taps emotions that for some are still too raw.
Yep.
Freddie Franklin from North Carolina.
Yep.
Was in his 20s serving in the Air Force when he first learned about the death of the inspiring young president.
I think everybody had deep feelings for the Kennedys. He was a good man, and he was for all the people.
For Freddie, the exhibit proves too much.
Well, actually, when I started walking through, I couldn't stand and watch it. I just had to walk through and take a quick glance and keep going, because I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it.
For many who remember Camelot,
there was no one like him.
President John F. Kennedy represented a new beginning.
We choose to go to the moon.
Which made his untimely death even more painful.
He was energetic, he was forward-looking.
Like so many visitors, Canadian Heather McLaren can recall exactly where she was and what she was doing the moment she heard the shocking news.
And I was just devastated. I can still feel emotions. I can imagine myself right there.
3 shots were fired, a painful journey, whether you lived through it or not.
It's not just for the generations who are alive at that time, it's for people today who are trying to understand this moment in American history.
A dark, complex moment some people are still wrestling with 50 years later.
I guess the big question is why? Why would anyone want to kill Kennedy? You couldn't think of any reason why.